والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. شكرا يا أحمد وشكرا يا أشهد. جزاكم الله خير. جزاك الله خير شيخ عمر. جزاكم الله خير. The students, mashallah. The point is not the number of the hadith that you are narrating, the number of the ayat that you telling us, mashallah. The Quran is full right here. Over 6,000 ayat, and there's lots of ayat over there. So it's not about the number or the quantity. It's about, even it's a single ayah, what you benefit from that ayah. And as we said before, and as Shaykh Umar yesterday mentioned this, every single ayah in the Quran has a message for you. So what you learn from that, the hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ have lots of benefits. So even it's one benefit you took from an ayah or a hadith, that's the knowledge, that's the ilm. Means that is you comprehended something and you benefit something. And believe me, go back again, look at it. As Shaykh Umar mentioned yesterday, you will find lots of benefits. And the purpose that is, I want you to sit down here and give this short talk. By the time you expand it, you extend it, this member is waiting for you. When you go to any masjid, you see a member, that's waiting for you. We're not staying here. We're going away. So who is going to take over those manabir? It's you. And when you take over the member, your offspring will take over it. So this deen of Islam will keep going and going on and on. Inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala. The ilm and knowledge will stay. And as long as there is salat, there is masajid, there is knowledge to be taught, we're doing good, we're okay. If this masajid stops, if the knowledge stops, then everybody is doomed. Muslims and non-Muslims. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you get to believe it like that. You get to believe it. This earth is not saved by humans. La, abadan. You see what they're doing to themselves, to the earth. They're just destroying it, demolishing it. This earth is saved by Allah. And the only reason Allah is saving the earth because there is someone here saying Allah, Allah. The only reason this earth is staying and stable because there is someone who believes in the oneness of Allah, submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shirk will doom mankind. It already did. Kufr, disbelief, that will doom the life. It already did for many. Right? So, keep doing this good job. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of you, protect your families, and keep you in good state of Iman first and health second, inshallah ta'ala. طيب, أشهد هي mentioned something, mentioned the hadith, اللهم لا تجعل قبري عيدا. اللهم لا تجعل قبري عيدا. The beginning of the hadith, لا تجعلوا بيوتكم قبورا. Do not make your household like a cemetery, like a graveyard. ليه؟ لأنك ما بتصلي في graveyard. Because you do not pray on the graveyard, right? Even Salat al-Janazah. If you want to pray, take it aside and you pray. Unless the deceased being buried already. So you go behind the grave and the only prayer you are allowed to pray behind the grave is Salat al-Janazah. No ruku', no sujood, Allahu Akbar behind the grave. You do the 4 takbirat and you do the salam and that's it. Right? But no prayers among the graves. ليه؟ لأن that would lead to shirk. Even you praying Dhuhr or Asr or Fajr, you praying to Allah, but praying among the graves will lead to shirk. Will lead to shirk. Something I saw in a Muslim country during the 90s. I had 2 trips to Bosnia. postman. And I saw something there because those people, they used to live among the kuffar for a while. For a while. They're mixing with them. And the wonderful thing, the surprising thing, when the war happened, at that time we were still in Hungary. And when those refugees start coming, we figured out something. There were Serb and Croatians among the refugees. And it wasn't only that their friends or neighbors, no. They were their husbands and their wives. So it's not only a Muslim Bosnian would marry from a Serb. No, a Serb would marry a Muslim woman. And then when the shooting started, he took the family and fled with the refugees. And sad stories, it happened like the same family would split, and whoever was the Serb side would carry the guns and shoot the one who's in the Muslim side. Right? So it's been a while, they lived a while among the kuffar. That thing of التوحيد, it just dissolved. داب في المجتمع ودابت عقائده. والله, I saw the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wallahi, I saw it. There will be a time, the only thing left from the deen will be what? La ilaha illallah. No salat, no siyam. I saw this 1992. كم سنة دياز؟ 32 سنة. Before 32 years. Before I saw it. Those refugees, when they came, we lined up for prayers. One of them lined with us. Two families came, and there were like 2 old men and 3-4 youngsters and women. So only one of them knew how to pray. Only one of them knew how to pray. We prayed, and they were looking at us. We didn't force them to pray with us. Just we prayed, and then after that we start asking them, do you know anything about the prayers? Nothing. Do you know how to make wudu? Nothing. Do you know how to recite Fatiha? Nothing. Nothing. طيب. Wallahi, one of them I asked him, you are a Muslim, right? Yes, he's Bosnian, that means he's Muslim. He's not Serb, he's not Croat, right? So what is that makes you a Muslim? Can you say La ilaha illallah? Even this he fumbled it. He couldn't say La ilaha illallah properly. Guess what? You stay like that, and you stay among the kuffar, you do not practice the deen, we are going to end up like that. Now, sad thing. In Europe, most of the churches are built within the cemetery, or the front yard or the backyard of the church will be a cemetery. That's for most of the churches. And الكنيسة تتبني في أول مقبرة في آخر المقبرة. وأصلا بيقول إيش؟ لأكثر النصارى في أوروبا ما بيدخلوا الكنيسة إلا جنائز. ما بيدخلوها ليش؟ لا إما ملحدين ولا فسقة فجار أصلا ما عندهم علاقة بدين، لا دين حق لا دين باطل. هو نصراني بالاسم. That is in Europe. Most of the cases they do not enter. يعني to be honest, this is East Europe. That's what I saw, right? They do not enter the church unless they are dead. Like very few people they go to the church. So it's like every Sunday there's a service, okay? And is it that the front yard or the backyard is the cemetery, right? So the church will be surrounded with graves, right? In Sarajevo, in Travnik, in many cities I saw in Bosnia, many masajid are built within the cemetery, and the masjid is surrounded by the graves. Ask them, is that a war? يعني لأنه الناس كانوا بيموتوا كثير بيدفنوهم because lots of people got killed. They said no. They do exactly like the kuffar. The kuffar burying their deceased next to the church, Muslimin burying their deceased next to the church. Yes, there is grand masajid within the city, but many masajid, and it's not a musalla, a masjid where they are praying Jum'ah, it is within the cemetery. No offense, it's not nothing at all, and the deceased will be next to the wall of the masjid. ده اللي بيجيب عبادة القبور. ده اللي بيجيب عبادة القبور. طيب, he mentioned, do not pray, number one, in the cemetery, and number two, oh Allah, do not make my grave as Eid. Eid. تعرفوا العيد مش كده؟ عيد الفطر, عيد الأضحى, that's our Eid, right? لما الناس تهني بعض بالعيد بتقول ايش؟ ينعاد عليكم. أعاده الله علينا وعليكم بالخير واليمن والبركات. يعود العيد أيام عديدة وأعمار مديدة. It's like beautiful things that people say in Eid. May this Eid return for you in good health. May this Eid return several years for you and you are in good state, in good health, right? And good things, right? And this is literally the meaning of it. لما يقول يعود, العيد سموه عيد ليه؟ لأنه بيتكرر وبيرجع. بيتكرر وبيرجع. العودة. عاد means return. عاد in Arabic, that's when he returned, he came back again. So the Eid, that's the literal meaning of Eid. Every year it comes back again. Every year it comes back again, right? So inshallah this year we'll have Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha. Next year we'll have like the previous years, right? Sahih? And this is the meaning, oh Allah, do not make my grave a Eid. A Eid where people will come and visit again and again and again. And he mentioned something beautiful. He mentioned the hadith, لا تشد الرحال إلا إلى ثلاثة مساجد. I hope he elaborated in that. You should not travel, شد الرحال يعني السفر. You should not be traveling to a masjid. Traveling to a masjid. Like, I'm going from here to Austin to visit Sheikh Umar, that's fine. I'm going from here to Austin for Masjid Ibrahim to pray there and come back. Don't do that. Don't do that. Only 3 masajid you are allowed to go, target them for ibadah and for visitation. Masjid al-Haram, the Masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Masjid al-Aqsa. Right? Other than those, you are not traveling to the masjid just to pray there. No. Masajid are allowed, pray to the near masjid or a nearby masjid, but you do not have to travel for a masjid. Right? What he meant by this hadith, what he meant. When you are going to Medina, you are not going to visit the grave. You're going there to visit the masjid because they were supposed to go. And why are you supposed to go? Number one, it's lawful to go to target that masjid. And number two, there is a verse for the salat. You're targeting 1,000 times multiplication of the rewards of salat. Right? You pray in another masjid, you get a reward. You pray in Masjid al-Madinah, that is 1,000 times multiplied. You pray in Al-Haram, that 100,000 times multiplied. You pray in Al-Aqsa, that's 500 times multiplied, right? So you're seeking the rewards. What I'm saying here, for many ordinary Muslims, this is a blasphemy. You saying a great thing, a big bid'ah, and it was like insulting Rasulullah. How come I'm not going to the grave? They call it what? I'm going to a ziyarah. I'm going for the visit. And every Muslim, except for very few, every Muslim who's going to Medina, they are going to visit the grave, and that is wrong. I mentioned it in his masjid, Masjid Ibrahim, when I was the imam there. I said I've been several times to Hajj, but alhamdulillah, I couldn't make it. I didn't go to Masjid al-Nawi. In those times, I didn't go to the masjid. I didn't say even the grave. And one Turkish brother said, you didn't go to visit the grave of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I said, no. He said, shame on you. Shame on me. Yeah, because I'm not visiting the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what he said, do not do. He said, do not come to me. Do not make my grave as a Eid. You're coming back again and again. You're going to the masjid of Rasulullah. But since you are there, you can visit the grave of Rasulullah. And when you visit the grave of Rasulullah, what you do? Booklets, believe me, booklets have been written what to do when you visit the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Du'as been invented. You recite when you visit Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And ways of etiquettes. Face the grave with your face. And say this dua and that dua. Now, that is the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Here is the minbar. Okay? So the grave is that way and the minbar is here. If you're facing the grave, you're giving your back to the Qibla. And the sunnah when you're making dua, when you turn towards the Qibla, not to the grave. Not to give your back to the Qibla and you make dua. Right? So face the Qibla and you make the dua. Right? So face the dua. Then when you leave, do not turn your back to Rasulullah. Retreat, go back again. You see this? Not inside, because there is no place to retreat. They go outside. They face the grave from outside. They make the dua from outside. They read those booklets from outside. And you see them going backward, retreating backward. تلقى الناس راجعة لحركة ورا ليش؟ ما من الأدب قال تضل ظهرك للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Who said that? Who said that? Okay? And every time they go in there, they visit him back again. And they visit him back again. This is literally making the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Eid. Remember what I said last time? If you truly love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you do the things he commanded you to do, not the things you like to do. تعامل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بما يحب هو مش بما تحب أنت. مش بما تحب أنت. The Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم love for you to make dua for him. That's good. He loves for you to make salat over him. That's good. But he doesn't like for you to come back again and again and again. He doesn't like for you to say things in the grave that's not of the sunnah. He doesn't like for you to make shirk, to ask the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam like he was a god asking him to do things for you. Right? And as they all said, when you exaggerate, you go extreme, you cross your limits in anything that is ghulu. And with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there is limits. Yes, he deserves to be respected. He deserves to be loved. But when you cross the limit of love, you cross the limit of respect, and you enter ibadah, which is supposed to be to Allah alone, that is the shirk. So the origin of all of the shirk, the origin of especially worshipping the graves is crossing the limits, passing the limits. When you love someone and you cross your limits. When you honor someone and you cross your limits. You visit the cemeteries in Joshua and in Denton, right? What do you see there? Flowers, marbles, right? Graves are being built, tombs over the graves, and idols, like especially if you go to the when you enter in Denton, to the right side there is a cemetery for the kids, for the young ones. There I saw it with my own eye, like the Christian angels of little boys with wings, statues and idols of little angels with wings. Little girls كمان ودول بنات. أنا قايل لهم أولاد الحمد لله طلعوا شفع.
هم بيقولوا الملائكة بنات الله.
الملائكة بنات الله. female girls. Do the malaika look like that? Do the malaika look like that? And the malaika has babies on them and they have like wings and they are girls. And we put this on the grave of a child. What difference we have from the kuffar? Sahih? From where is this? She loves her son so much and she has to do something for him. They love their deceased so much, they have to do something for him. So you don't know the way of the Muslimin is just put the dust and put a rock or a stone right there by the head so you can recognize this is the grave. You don't have even tried, right? So just do it simply, put the dirt and put the rock right there and you recognize the grave, come here and make dua and leave, right? La 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 la. Huh? Put the flowers, I build around it, and they put benches over there so you can go rest and relax and make dua or say whatever is that and come and sit, man or woman. The Messenger ﷺ said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ زَوَّارَاتَ الْقُبُورِ. May Allah curse those who visit frequently. زوارة. She goes back again and again and again. And every Friday كل جمعة ماشيين الزيارة. ماشي أزور أبوي. ماشي أزور أمي. ماشي. دي بتجيب لك لعنة. أيوة والله واحدة قالت لي خليه يلعنوني أنا بس داير أمشي. ها؟ Just leave me alone. I will go. Right? Does she love Rasulullah? No. She doesn't. Because if I'm telling you don't do this and you say, I will do it, you don't love me, you hate me. If you don't hate me, I do hate you. Right? ها؟ لما تمشي وتقول له بعمل وغصبا عنك بعمل. هذا ايش؟ هذه محبة؟ لو ادعيت المحبة هو الفجانة والآخر حيكرهك ما حيحبك. صحيح؟ ها؟ That is the meaning. That is the meaning of all of those hadith. Let's do it the right way. And I remind everyone, if you ask any Muslim over the face of the earth, where is the most honorable cemetery over the face of the earth? وين؟ أفضل وأكرم وأشرف مقبرة. وين المقبرة دي؟ البقيع. مش كده؟ ما شاء الله. many of you went for Hajj and Umrah. You saw بقيع? What you saw there? What you saw? Dirt and rocks. دي أشرف مقبرة. مدفون فيها أشرف من مشى على الأرض بعد الأنبياء. The most honorable cemetery. Buried in there, the most honorable people who walked over the face of the earth. The companions of Rasulullah after the Anbiya, right? Right. What do you see when you go to Baqi'? A tomb, a marble, flowers, trees. No, none of that. Huh? Just earth and rocks. That's it. حجر عشان نقول لك إنه ده إيش؟ ومساوى مع الواقع. And thousands of years it's been like that. Least 1400 years it's been like that. Right? And those are the most honorable people that we will love them. بالله عليك. مين الأشرف من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من الناس عشان نرفع له قبة؟ ده ولده. مين الأكرم من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نغرس له شجرة ولا نعمل له ورد؟ ده مين ده؟ Right? So put it in your will and write it down. When I die, make my grave symbol. Okay? Just make it dirt, that's it. Make it dirt and make it what? Huh? Put a rock over there, recognize my grave and come and make dua for me, and that's it. Right? صحيح؟ لما يكون عندك أخوان تمشي مش المقبرة يفتشوا قبرك وين؟ يرفعوا يدينهم ويدعوا عليك. ده اللي بينفعك يا أخي بعدين. ها؟ لما تكون على السنة يجوك ناس بعدين على السنة ودول الناس اللي بينفعوك. Right? When you are up on the sunnah of Rasulullah, you live up on the sunnah, you lie up on sunnah. So your friend, your brothers who were in the sunnah like you, they come look for your grave, they make dua for you, not making bid'ah for you. Jazakumullah khair.
And some people they said that the Prophet his grave in the masjid. What we told them this? The Prophet buried in the masjid.
نعم. كل السلام.
أنا حقيقة ملاحظ أنه مثلا في دينتم في مسجد وتقام فيه الصلاة والناس بيصلوا فيه. هل يجوز أن نصلي فيه ولا لا؟
والله كنت بصلي في الأول أنا. خلينا نجاوب ده في الأول الله يجزاه خير. في دينتم بانين مصلى داخل السمتري. وفي الأول كانت القبور بعيد وعامل لهم درايف واي صغيرون كده فاصلين بيه ولا. الآن الجريفز بتاعت الشفعة اتلصقت مع أو مشت قريب جدا منه. أنا ما أصلي في هذا المصلى. وما لقيت النازل عشان أنصحهم، لكن حنصحهم بأنهم يبنوا حيطة ويفصلوا المصلى تماما من إيش؟ من المقبرة. ممكن تجي داخل بجوا، تجي داخل ببوابة مثلا يعملوا باب، أو من الخارج يعملوا باب، لكن يبنوا سور يطلعوا إيش؟ المصلى ده من يطلعوه من المقبرة. الآن أنا ما أصلي فيه. أنا ما أصلي في هذا المصلى لأنه دخلت عليه القبور الآن. الكلام اللي قاله الشيخ عمر إن المسجد النبوي the grave of رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم within the masjid, within the مسجد، دي حجة أي عابد قبر. Any grave that been introduced to a masjid, this is their evidence. That is Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم himself was buried in the masjid. No, he was not. Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم was buried in the room of Aisha. We said that before. And the masjid was being expanded from everywhere except from the side of the rooms of his wives. Was excluded, and from other side the masjid was expanded, right? Till Al-Walid ibn Abd al-Malik commanded Umar ibn Abd al-Aziz, who was the Amir of Medina, to demolish the rooms and introduce the masjid, the grave of Rasulullah ﷺ into the masjid. Umar did not dare to do that. He gathered these scholars among the tabi'een. They consulted among them and they said, this is a fajr, Walid. He's a rebellious. If you don't do it, he will bring someone else to do it. We like you, you stay. هذا ايش حيشيلك انت؟ احنا عايزينك انت عالم وانت مؤمن وانت رفيق بينا، ابقى معنا. So we like you more, you stay. He is going to do it regardless. And do it for him. When they did it, they kept the room of Aisha intact. They did not demolish it. La. Even they said one side of the wall of the room of Aisha collapsed, went down. And a foot came out. قالوا فارتجت المدينة. هذا ذكر ابن كثير. ارتجت المدينة. فاكرين هذه ايش قدم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ قدم بيضاء. افتكروها قدم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. A white foot came out. They thought that was Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. Urwa ibn Zubayr came and he looked at it and he said, no, according to the graves, this is the foot of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. They rebuilt the room again. The room of Aisha was there by the middle and the masjid was expanded, right? And one of the Egyptian kings, they used to call them Mamalik because they were former slaves. He demolished the room of Aisha and he made the grave officially in the masjid, and he built the tomb, a huge one of wood over the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was literally worshipped. يجوا يطوفوا هناك، يشيلوا التراب من هناك. It wasn't in a separate room like today, no. It was a tomb and people would make tawaf over there. Literally was worshipped the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It stayed for years till Muhammad Abdul Wahab and Muhammad Saud came and they took over Hijaz and they demolished every tomb in Al-Baqi' and the tomb that was built over the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Turkish came, they took over it again. Then the recent one, King Abdul Aziz, came back and he took over, and since then they built this room. They separated the room all the way up from the masjid, but it is within the masjid. So you have this walkway between them and between the room and the front of the masjid, and behind it you are not allowed to pray. A huge area they block it. So right now the grave is there within the masjid, but there is no access to it. Even if when you pass by you see dirt right there, ما في أي حاجة. بتشوف تراب بس. There is just only dirt. You see there, right? So it wasn't introduced by the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a sunnah, he and his brothers of the prophets and messengers of Allah. wherever they die, they are to be buried. And the Sahaba first asked where to bury Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A companion came and he said, I heard this from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, يُقْبَرْ الْأَنْبِيَاء حَيْثُ مَاتُوا. Wherever a Nabi passed away, he should be buried right there. So they dug for him into the room of Aisha, and they buried him into the room of Aisha. It wasn't part of the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It wasn't part of it. But after a while it happened like that. Now that's a kalam that you have to live with it. Now,
هل يجوز تخصيص يوم لزيارة قبر والديك؟
تخصيص يوم لزيارة قبر والديك.
الجمعة الوقت الوحيد اللي بكون في وقت الظهر.
I don't know about choosing or picking up a day and making that day is a day for ziyarah. I don't know about this, whether it's a sunnah or not. If you're talking about men, as for women, it is haram. As for women, it is haram to go frequently visit the graves back and forth. Yes, some scholars said they can go like men to take admonishing. إني كنت نهيتكم عن زيارة القبور ألا فزوروها فإنها تذكركم الآخرة. So go visit I used to forbid you from visiting the graves because they used to worship the graves. Now go and visit because it reminds you of the hereafter of death. Right? So they said men and women are the same in this command. They can go and take admonishing. Some scholars said that's not right, it's only for men. Other scholars said it's okay. Let's go with it's okay. They go to take admonishing, not to visit. Not to visit. Visitation is for men. ليه كده؟ ليه؟ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لما دفن أخوه من الرضاعة عثمان بن مظعون رضي الله عنه, when he buried his foster brother Uthman bin Maz'un, he placed a rock next to his grave and he said, أتعرف على قبر أخي فأزوره وأدفن إليه من مات من أهلي. I recognize the grave of my brother, so I came and visit him and I bury next to him my household of family. Right? So the Messenger ﷺ would go there, make dua, visit and make dua. When the woman goes there, they are not there for dua. They are for reviving the pain, reviving the sorrow and crying. ده اللي بيعملوه الحريم لما يمشوا هناك. يقضوا وقتهم في ايش؟ في البكا. يقضوا وقتهم في البكا وفي تجديد ايش؟ تجديد الأحزان. تمشي المقبرة تجي راجعة كأنه الميت مات امبارح. صحيح؟ ويقعدوا على الحزن هذا. النساء ما زي الرجال. النساء ما زي الرجال في هذا. وأنا هذه شفتها. تبعوا النسوان الجنازة. تبعوا الجنازة كنا في شيكاغو. تبعوا الجنازة ومشور الجنازة. أنا الحقيقة جنازة فيها نساء ما بمشي. جنازة فيها نساء ماشيين ما بمشي. قدر الله لقيتهم قدامي هناك. وأنا بعين. جابوا الميت ونزلوه في شيكاغو. شوية الحاجة القصة تحت الفيونرال دي somehow romantic in شيكاغو. إيش بيعملوا؟ بيجيبوا 4 حدايد كده زي السرير بيحطوها على الجريف وبيربطوا زي الحبال كده وبيقوم ايش بيربطوها مع بكرة تنزل في ايش؟ تنزل بموتور.
الكفار.
يا زي الكفار بالضبط. فلا بيدفنوا في الباكس. بيدفنوا الانسان في ايش؟ في الباكس بتاعه. فالباكس بينزل سلولي كده. So they push the remote and the casket goes down on the grave slowly like that. انت ما بتعرف هنا تدعو ولا تغني وترقص. Right? What happened? The disease was going down. Not a single person made dua. Not a single person made dua. I was looking around. His relatives were there. And the women were next to them. The woman start crying. راجل واحد رفع يديه ودعمه. كل الناس مشغولة بالبكاء. Everyone else was crying. وأنا أقول والله مسكين. والله مسكين. At the most desperate time. He's here after he started. Right? He needs this desperately. Oh Allah, save him from the punishment of the grave. Oh Allah, help him in the questionnaire. Oh Allah, make ease for him the questionnaire. Right? He is desperate. He's about to pass his most serious exam. He needs your help, and everyone's telling him, bye bye, may Allah be with you. واحد فيهم دعا عليه وما في. مشغولين بايش؟ عشان كده النظام ما يقدر الجنازة، ما يحضروا الجنازة في الدفن، ها؟ وما يجوا عند المقابر. أدعو له من البيت هناك يا أخوة، الله سبحانه وتعالى يتقبل منا ومنك إن شاء الله تعالى.
هي شرعا تجوز المرأة تمشي المقابر تتبع الجنازة؟
ما تتبع، لا.
في ريتشاردسون
يا أخي ريتشاردسون هذه أصلا ما يجوز الدفن فيها. ريتشاردسون مسلمين وكفار جنب بعض. واللي ما مقتنع بالكلام ده خليه يدفنوا تحت هناك وبعدين تعال كلمنا. أمي شو بيتي في شنو بعدين هناك يدفنوا جنبك الكافر. ها ما يجوز دي أصلا الدفن فيها. 2 cemeteries now we have a third one. ما شاء الله بلين مسجد they made another cemetery, 3 cemeteries in the area. Yet people insist on burying themselves among the kuffar. Hi, in Richardson and here in Arlington. صحيح? Good for you. Go get the company when you go down there. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.